Welcome to Party Poker Premier League Poker 3. Premier League has always had some fantastic rivalries, and this season it's the clash between 11-time world champion Phil Hellmuth and the young star of poker Tom Dwan, the one they call Dur. It's a matchup between the old guard and the new wave.
You're gonna let me run you over? This is ridiculous. Come on, man. I had a nickname for you. You know what it was?
What was it?
Duracell. You keep raising and raising and raising and raising. You just never give me any credit, do you, kid? Well, I'm glad you have so little respect for my game.
I need to keep my mouth shut.
Well, I know one thing, Dur. You and I are going to play tomorrow, son, because I'm going to watch every hand you play from here on out.
Last time, Phil took all 10 points and put himself back in contention.
Did you watch the whole match? Are you going to find a way to criticize? I played great. I bluffed 3 or 4 times. I played 6 times.
He played terrible.
All the greatest players in the world have learned not to mess with me, every one of them. And people say, oh, well, Phil's boasting. Well, yeah, maybe I'm boasting about that. It's a cool thing, though.
Well, 3 out of the top 4 in action tonight. J.C. Tran cannot be topped in this match, but his lead can only get bigger. Tony G will also be playing this evening. In the playoff zone, Phil Hellmuth looking to capitalize on his win last time out, and Roland DeWolf looking to go better than his second place. Tom Dwan is going to have to start scoring, or he'll start falling. In the relegation zone, Nenad Medic, this is time for him to put up or just stop up. Only 6 points, and only a first will do. Players making their way to the studio. And the gambling never stops. One of the toughest lineups yet for a league match. This will be a cracker. Players walking on for league match number 7.
I'm just trying to go 0 for 13 on all ends.
That was funny. Someone's going
So
to
I can make a bet next year.
Why don't we all go in on the first hand?
Thrilled to be joined by Annette Overstott. And Annette, you can hear the banter already. These guys are fired up.
Oh, just wait until they start playing. This is going to be very interesting, I think.
There is a lot of stuff going on last match between Dur, Tom Dwan, and Phil Hellmuth. You think that's going to take a new level again?
Oh, yeah. I talked to Phil earlier today, and he thinks he knows what Dur is doing now, and he's definitely not going to be afraid to play back at him now.
And he's like a new Hellmuth now because he won the last time out. And Dur got third. I mean, how do you think Dwan's been playing? What's he thinking now?
To be honest, Dur's playing well, but the thing is, I don't think this style works as well in a league format. It works really well in a shootout format where you have to advance to get first place. But the thing is, when you have to play for points and you need the points to get further in the competition, then I think this is a really bad strategy by him.
Yeah, and Hellmuth now with 13 points. He's played this before. You know, he's here to try and make that final table.
Cool.
Raised a 5 from the button, and Dwan's just going to peel the flop off with the 3s.
That's what I was thinking, too. It'd be a perfect time.
And, I mean, Tom is not just set mining here, is he? I mean, is he?
Probably not. I think he's looking to check raise some flops, and that being one of them.
The game. You have it.
And the commitment. That's your line, Tony.
I do have a feeling that Tran is going to check behind here.
You haven't pulled the line out, though, have you?
Looks like Tom does too. He's going to take the check behind away from him, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I like his play there a lot. Because I think JC's going to check behind that flop with a lot of hands. If he has something like red pocket 7s, you know, he's going to check behind almost every time. Because he doesn't want to get check raised. And he knows that Dwan is capable of doing that.
A couple interesting cards could come here. It could be.
Just quads. I actually like a bet here because it looks a lot like his drawing. Like he had something like ace of clubs or something else, and maybe he was looking to bet 3-bet the flop. And now he's just betting to try to get a JC off his hand.
17,000.
And people never think Tom has anything anyway, do they?
No, of course they don't. And he's taking advantage of his image here.
Is there a play for JC? I mean, is raising an option?
The thing is, if he calls, his call is going to look so weak that he can't represent anything on the river. I mean, unless a club hits, and then he's screwed because one is quads.
Oh, quads. JC, I mean, I just get the feeling that even though he's got all these points, he's still going to just play his game.
He looked like he might have been bluffing to me, but...
Phil with
No,
his soul
he doesn't always
reads.
look like he's bluffing.
Yeah, Phil.
You're wrong
he
there, Phil.
was nearly bluffing, just the quads.
Just nearly.
Did you see that? Roland just folded ace queen up front. And
Did he
I
really?
swear.
Are you sure it was ace queen?
Yes.
Pass.
Oh my god.
What does that mean?
When I first started playing,
That he's
so many
playing
people
extremely
would say
tight and just trying to
It's
get
really
some
funny.
points, I
You
guess.
gotta get him
I don't
in
understand the
fours.
fold at all. Ace queen is way too strong to fold, even under the gun.
Raise to 5,000.
I mean, it is
total.
six-handed.
Pass.
You just can't expect people
Raise
to
it
have
up
a
a
better
little
hand than that.
Re-raise.
Let's go.
Oh, here we go. It's one
12
versus
more.
Phil.
12,000 more.
I'm sick of you raising my blind.
He's just gonna go all in, Dwan, isn't he?
Yeah, probably.
So it's only 12,000 more. I mean,
Yeah, but
does he
there-
think Phil really has something here, or?
I'm all in.
Certainly not.
All in.
I mean, there's no flops that Dwan wants to see that doesn't have an 8 on
Wow.
it. So, you know, I don't think that he can profitably call their pre-flop. It's either all in or fold, and
Wow, I hate to lose
that's
17,000.
obviously what he did.
Usually he robs me for 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I get him for 30, 40, 50, or 100. And then he robs me for 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Well, I kind of predicted something like this might happen. Really.
It's not really his game, the re-raising during level 1, is it?
It's not, but he also wants to show Tom that he has to stay away from his blinds, or else Tom is just gonna keep going at it all the time. And eventually, you know, Phil has to make a stand, and I think it's better to do it early on than having to risk all your chips doing it.
Okay, nice play.
The hiding commitment. Could we win that pot?
It's unbelievable. He raised my blind like literally 25 times in a row. I re-raised him once and he moved in.
We all know you're too good of a player to make those.
No, he
chips.
gave me 70,000 with the
Tom,
nine.
Tom,
Or 80 or something.
he enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
about
I
that.
mean, Dwan
Oh,
just
he did.
enjoyed
He
that.
totally
a lot.
did.
No, you're just too good to call.
What's the difference?
not
I'm
too
gonna
often.
find out anyway.
Pass. Raise to 5,000 total.
I obviously thought I had the best hand, or else I would have folded.
Pass.
That's how this game works, right?
Pass.
Simple
Fold.
game.
And this is interesting that Tran is raised here. Look at some big hands
Rowan
out
has
there just
eights,
calling them.
yeah. Well, I mean, they don't really want to go too crazy yet. It's early, and you don't want to be re-racing with hands like, especially hands like pocket eights.
Check.
See? Look at that!
Check.
Look at that! Oh, we have quads again.
Helmut's got a
Oh
flush
my
draw.
god, what if he hits the flush? You think he's gonna get away like he did against Tom in the first heat?
Check.
I really have a feeling the spade is gonna hit. See?
Yeah.
Told you the spade is gonna hit.
Now Helmuth, you remember he made an unbelievable fold the
Check.
very first hand of his Premier League, making the flush against.
Tom when he had
Yeah.
a full house, yeah.
Is Helmuth going broke here, or is the pot too small for Helmuth to go broke?
I really think it's gonna be hard for Helmy to fold here because this time he has a king high flush, not a jack high flush, and you know there. Well, he might not go broke now since there was no bet on the turn, and even if he bets the river and someone races, it's not gonna be all his chips.
Has Roland played this well so far?
I think he should have
overall?
bet the turn. He definitely should have bet the turn.
Book a museum trip.
Why did you?
I mean, you need to build a pot while you still can. There's only one card left to
Oh
come.
yeah, I've heard a lot of that.
And if nobody
Those
bets
are
the
like a lot
river,
of
you might not even get more than 5,000 out of it or 10,000.
You have jump in. And
Oh,
stuff,
you have
a lot of like
done that
fun
before?
party areas, like 60 beaches, that kind of stuff.
I guess. What does that matter?
Lots of areas that'll have. Yeah, I think I might be able to.
Raise to 37,000 total.
Yeah, I think that's a good raise on his part. If he put Helmy's all in there, I think there's a much better chance that he's gonna fold than if he just raises 37.
And
Because now Phil is gonna think he has chips left. He can still play if he's beat.
Oh boy.
He's getting put in a lot of tough spots
he
still, isn't he?
really is. And I mean, is he capable of? We know he's capable of making big folds, but the way the action has gone in that, is he capable of folding this?
I don't know. Like, it looks a lot like Roland has pocket fives here.